Katina person is a brilliant young conservative commentator with a great future ahead of her, and is not ashamed of the good news of honesty. And apparently, people enjoy her going tat a tat with me sometimes on this particular program. I want to introduce to some and present to others the great Katina person. Good evening, young ladies. A great honor and joy to have you on the air with us tonight.
Hey, how are you? Thank you so much for having me again.
You are awesome. Listen, I just went through, uh, after 2 months, he was released in March from the detention center, Michael Mason, 16-year-old. And in 2 months, as a gang member, I think he killed more than some serial killers do on a good year. I got to ask you, Katina, it wasn't a wise choice to allow prisoners to be released from the detention centers and the jails onto the streets of D.C., Baltimore, New York, Dallas, Atlanta, L.A., Seattle, um, in order to keep them alive from COVID-19.
Was it a wise choice? Let's see. If you are a part of the radical left, the communist left, and you need chaos in the streets in order to have a reason to tear it all down and let the government build it back up, extremely wise choice. However, if you are a normal, sane person and you like civility and peace and the rule of law, of course it was a horrible decision. But this was the case even before COVID. They were pushing to get all of these criminals, especially these young people, out of prison.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Like, right, like, I think before everything broke, I think DC passed this thing where anyone who's 25 and over and under, no matter what crime they committed,
Yeah.
I guess I think something like that, they could get out, and they let out almost like something thousands of prisoners in the street. I mean, this is just what they do.
Exactly. It's not a matter of public safety. It's a matter of
No.
political correctness. And so many families are grieving this particular evening, um, especially with the fact that not only did he kill the mother of his child because she didn't want to have his child, um, but he killed the baby indeed. I, have we gotten to a point since abortion is so great in urban America that life just doesn't really matter?
It's not about abortion. It has nothing to do with it. That, like, conservatives have got to stop thinking that when liberals or progressives make a decision, they're thinking about abortion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If you want to truly combat your enemy, you have to understand your enemy and how they think. They don't care about abortion. They don't think about abortion 24/7 the way conservatives do, and they don't even see it in the same way that conservatives do. You have to know that when progressives make a decision, they make a decision with one thing and one thing only in mind, and that is how can they control, how can they just, how can they meet their agenda? Nothing matters more than that. It's not about abortion.
Mm-hmm.
Conservatives fight from an abortion angle. They don't care about abortion. They'll kill anybody and everybody. They don't care. Okay?
Yeah.
Like they don't care. When they say they want us safe in the house from COVID, they don't care we live or die. They kind of care we die because then they can't control us. Because you got to have people alive if you want to control them. So
Exactly.
they care like in that regard, but nothing matters more than the agenda. So it's not that because of abortion they don't have a regard for life. They don't have a regard for you, period. I don't care in the womb, outside of the womb, 2 years old, 3 years old, 50 years old, 150 years old. It does not matter with them. All that matters is the agenda.
Now,
And these people in these prisons is going to have their one little group, this little disenfranchised fraction of their group who believe that no black person on earth can commit crime and therefore they should all be free to
yeah,
do whatever they want. Okay? They simply believe that black people don't
Exactly. Exactly.
Because for whatever reason, they do not even acknowledge that crime is existent in Africa. Crime exists on every place on the planet with black people and any other kind of people, but especially with black people since that's their focus. There is high instances of crime. So why do you think? And those are with no white supremacy. These are all black people running everything. So why do they think that when they get to America, no black people can commit crime? I will never know. But like that's their mentality.
Exactly.
They don't listen to anything else.
Katina person with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Katina, since last we spoke, Talcum X, better known as Sean King of Black Lives Matter, made a dramatic statement. And let me just read that statement to you. He put it out on Twitter. He said, yes, all murals and stained glass windows of white Jesus and his European mother and their white friends should also come down. They are a gross form of white supremacy. Created as tools of oppression, racist propaganda. They should all come down. Which put a scare in the hearts of a lot of Americans that believe that Black Lives Matter and Antifa were headed towards their churches. Should they be afraid at this point?
Christians should have been afraid a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
This is nothing new. But because Christians decided to be passive, I don't know where Christians got this idea from. That we're all supposed to just, there are times in the Bible that got Ecclesiastes, there's a time for everything under the sun.
That's right.
There's a time for war. It specifically says it. And there were times that Jesus said, look, you got to fight. And when they talk about being a peace, it doesn't say be a peacekeeper. It says be a peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when you make peace, you got to disturb something.
You go,
We
girl.
should have been fighting a long time ago. But now it's something like my grandmother used to always tell me.
What's
She
that?
would say, Katina, don't ever start nothing you don't plan on finishing.
There you go.
She said, don't ever start nothing you don't plan on finishing. And she said, always nip stuff in the bud. If somebody does something you don't like from the beginning, you got to nip in the bud right there. And people always think, well, why is she so mean? Why she this? And I'm not mean. I'm just nipping stuff in the bud because like my grandmother always said, if you don't nip it in the bud, if you just let it go, then when you finally get enough, she said, next thing you know, that other person's all the way in control and you're all the way out of control. Yep. And then by the time you go to say something, they be like, well, why you got to say something now? You've been letting me do it, so why now is it different? So then it's on you. She said, nip in the bud, so it don't even go that far. So I say that to say that, number one, I didn't even know that Sean King, I didn't know the man was supposed to be a Christian. He claims he's a minister, but he's probably a witchcraft minister, so I don't even know what kind of minister. If anybody could give him any type of theology, like I just don't believe it. He claims he's a minister, and he claims he's a Christian. I personally thought he was a demon. Okay? I personally thought he was a demon. So I was very shocked when he said, identify himself as a Christian, because I was like, well, how can they get so upset about something they don't even believe in?
Exactly. Exactly.
But that's my thing. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in Jesus. They don't believe in Christianity. So, but then he says he's a Christian, so I'm like, okay, whatever. I have to research to see what he said before. Maybe he just said it now to give himself more credibility. But this whole thing, Christians should have known. But these people, anything and everything, like they have a wish list. You know how a child gets, like if you tell your children, I don't give you anything you want for Christmas or your birthday, if they tell them a wish list, that's what progressives are now. They have a wish list. And they are going down the list and getting everything their what the heart can desire. And there is literally no stopping them.
Exactly.
None.
Exactly.
Because now we've backed ourselves into a point, and we've let them run amok so much that there is such power that if anybody tries to stop them, you're automatically shut down. Even the government than
Mm-hmm.
he was in, before.
And that's one of the things I wanted to talk with you tonight about because Frank Luntz, GOP pollster, who was wrong in the last election. I don't know why people love him so much. He was wrong in the last election. It has stated that the election is Joe Biden's to lose, as Trump is alienating voters. And so I got to ask you, since you are such a queen of honesty, is it true that Donald Trump has alienated voters to the point that he may lose this election?
If he lose, I don't think it will because voters are alienated, okay?
Yeah.
I know some people are disenfranchised with him, and I do mean people who were supporters because they want him to do more.
Mm-hmm.
But if he loses this election, it's because those supporters don't understand. And I know you follow me on Facebook, and I know you probably disagree with this, but you've seen me say it before 1,000 times. I've been saying it for years that a lot of my predictions have been right for decades. I mean, like for years now, for years.
Uh-huh.
And I just don't think most conservatives, and you can't tell them anything. Really understand
Are you talking about me?
the culture that we live in.
Are you talking about me?
Like they don't understand the culture. They don't understand the world they live in.
Uh-huh.
I see conservatives say things that make absolutely no sense. No evidence to back it up except for their own wish for thinking. But you can't tell them that. You really can't tell them. You can tell them that they're like a liberal. They only believe what they want to believe.
Uh-huh.
And then when bad stuff happens, they're right back to where they were. And so I don't think people understand that number one, Trump has been neutralized. But it's not just him. It's the fact that he doesn't have anyone around him to support him.
Yeah.
Republicans, the GOP, have pretty much taken the position of we're just going to be here to complain and pretend we're doing stuff against the Democrats, but we really just trying to survive ourselves. I hope you don't come for us.
Exactly.
They're just happy in their position of nothing. And Rush Limbaugh, who you know is who I love,
Mm-hmm.
explained it perfectly a couple of years ago. They're basically just the Washington Generals to the Harlem Globetrotters of the Democrats. They're only there to make the Democrats look good as they dunk on them every play.
Yep.
But
Yep.
the Harlem Globetrotters just can't figure it out themselves, but you know who's going to win when you go to the show. You know who's going to dunk. You know who's going to do the spectacular plays. You know how it's going to play out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But they need opposition. They need someone to play against, so you have the Washington Generals. The Republican Party has said, you know what? We're content with being the Washington Generals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's what they've been for years now. Absolutely years. And then you know they're no good because let me tell you something. The whole thing with Mitt Romney and all of these never Trump Republicans, and even like not even just the running people and the politicians and the people in positions of leadership and the quote unquote Republicans in the media, let me tell you, they are, to me, I can't stand them. I can't stand them more than I can't stand a liberal, and especially I cannot stand a progressive because I hate communists.
Mm-hmm.
But more than any, the communists are the people who allow the communists to thrive, and that's who these wicked GOP people are. They allow it because if they would have a backbone, we wouldn't have to deal with the communists.
Exactly. Exactly.
They would have a backbone. They are the enablers. This is not so much always the people that's doing things. It's also the people who allow things to be done. And we also have that in the black community as well. It's not just that Ray and them are shooting up the streets and breaking into everybody's house. It's that people in the neighborhood
Exactly. Well said. Well said. I agree with you wholeheartedly in that regard. Um, and one of the great things about such discernment and such conversations regarding discernment power is to acknowledge to the fact that it's not Donald Trump that's actually going to save this election. It's the American people. But the American people seem so demoralized with COVID-19 and race riots and tearing up the place and 42 million people unemployed. They seem to be very demoralized. Is there anything Donald Trump can do to invigorate the spirit of the American public?
There's nothing he can do. There's nothing anyone can do. The American people who love America as she was intended, who love law and order, who wants to go back to the way things were, who don't want to be communists, who don't want these radicals telling us that for the rest of our natural born days we're going to have to wear a mask every time we leave the house like we're in China West. They're going to have to really stand up and fight. There's only two ways that we can fight, and I don't believe that one way is going to happen. The number one way we can fight is by mob rule, just like the left.
Mm-hmm.
We just all have to get together, mob streets and tear it down, and let them know you have to pick your poison, because we gonna bring the pain just like they gonna bring the pain.
Yeah.
And if y'all smart, just get out of the way and let us rumble.
There you go.
And then you remember the last standing, that's what y'all gonna be obedient to. But I don't see that happening. Okay? So the next one we can try to do is to fight them at the polls, which is going to be very difficult because they cheat, and we have to be able to call them to cheat. But we have to have people in place to teach the regular citizens how the game is played. Like, number one, there's too often Republicans don't even run people in certain elections.
Yeah.
They don't even try. Even if you don't want to, like, you have to be smart, right?
Yeah.
Even if you, here's what I would do. Even if I don't want to run a Republican, I will put my money into backing my favorite Democrat, which means it will really be Republican, and we just gonna label a legal. We're gonna be paying him as like how they were campaign to defeat the candidate.
A Dino.
No issues. I'm just confused about putting two Democrats on the ballot. That's what I would do.
You're gonna put a Dino up against a leftist. Yeah.
Because they're not going to know anything, because you're going to always have the hardcore people who want to be with the communists, but then the regular people who just think, they being rid and voting in, they're not going to understand what's going on. So we can just put a little person up there, like a little R up there that we know can win, and try to confuse them, but really back it into another league. Put an independent and just give them the money.
There you go. That sounds reasonable. That sounds like a very reasonable plan.
Don't know the issues. Every time I would be just taking in these local elections, I would be sending my plans.
What?
Not be running roughshod over me.
Now let me ask you something. I talk on Tuesday nights with Raynard Teddy Bear Jackson, and then I talk with you on Friday nights. And I'm wondering, how comes the GOP never picks up the phone and call you two? You know what I'm saying?
How could they never pick up the phone and call home?
You or Raynard Teddy Bear Jackson. You know.
Because they don't have good sense. Like, they do not understand what they're doing. I've seen Republicans, sometimes they do things that make sense. But a lot of times, I see them just do things and run people. And to be honest with you, I've spoken with a lot of people who say that things that were done within the party, not just for stuff they see on social media, but people who have tried to connect with the GOP or work with their local chapters,
Yeah.
they get very disenfranchised.
Mm-hmm.
Because of all the crazy in politics, and instead of backing someone who could probably connect with the people and win, they just want to go with the status quo, and they have to understand
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
70-year-old white man just ain't gonna be what's happening anymore. They got to die. Okay? That's what it is. I know. We got two old ones about to go head to head in November. But we got to be thinking about the future, and we got to be getting some young blood up in there. Okay?
Exactly.
We got to be able to connect with young white people, but really, we got to be able to connect with these young minority people.
Exactly. You know, I heard on Fox News earlier today that the debate will be between an old man that can stand up on his own and one who can barely stand up. Uh, so this is not the message that you really want to give America. You want to give them some hope.
They can give that message for right now, but we need to be getting some fresh faces in there locally.
Exactly. Exactly.
We need to be getting some fresh faces because as you can see with this lockdown, it's about the locals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because because like I shared on Facebook just this past week, I don't care if Trump wins in November.
Mm-hmm.
He could be president. But if we don't keep Congress, it's a wrap for him anyway, because it's just going to impeach him right on the battery.
Yep, you got that right.
So it don't matter. It's not about what we need to be sending representatives at the local, state, and the federal level. That's what we need to fight.
There you go. I agree with you. Here we are on one final subject matter tonight as we talk with Katina Person, who I truly adore coming on Friday nights here. Katina, Bubba Wallace. Is he the Jussie Smollett of NASCAR?
Yeah, because you know what? I don't even know what that fool was talking about. And you know what? Like, you get these people who just need attention. Somebody said it had been there since 2009, which is easy to find out because all you got to do is interview people who had the car before him, like garage before him, because he was just assigned to it.
Mm-hmm.
And they said it was like a theme help because something was broken, like to pull it down. And contrary to what black people believe, everybody don't be thinking about them 24/7. White people don't think about black people when black people think about white people.
I'm telling you.
Black people think about white people 24 hours a day, 7. Like, I don't think about white people like that. Do you? I don't think about white people.
I don't.
Anybody like that. You know, the only person I remotely kind of thought about like that was this really cute white guy. That was it. It was really cute. Because they're racially. Like, these people think about race 24/7. It's unbelievable. I talk about racial issues because it's like a topic I'm addressing. But I'm not just spending my days, doing my nails, cutting my grass, thinking about white people. That's how black people sound. And so they think that someone's got time to try a noose. For what? Black people do stuff to destroy and kill themselves. I better not be trying to fight like me. But they probably sitting back laughing at the things we do. Not trying to kill us. I just don't understand how these people could think. So that guy, Bubba, I think he just wanted attention.
Yeah.
He probably feels a certain kind of way because I have discovered that black people, you know, like a lot of times black people, if they're in a sport or they're in an arena that is not populated by blacks, they feel they have to like go hard.
Yeah.
Like extra hard to prove they're black because they still want to be cool, but they're not in a cool sport. Like he's not playing basketball or football. He's like racing cars, so he's still got to be cool, so they don't call him names that tease him. It's kind of like when you're a smart black kid and you make really good grades, but you have to act like you're kind of like the dumb kid because you want to fit in with everybody else.
Yeah.
Like that. That's what I'm picking up for. And so he's just saying stuff, and he's doubling down on it. I mean, it's really
because he wins races. It's because he baits racists. Anyway. So I want to ask you also in regards to that, because I honestly know that I don't think about white people 24 hours a day, and I know that white people don't think about me 24 hours a day either. But in this particular situation, is NASCAR trying to make white people feel inferior, to feel guilty about something that they'd had nothing to do with, like slavery or Jim Crow?
I think that what's going on, in my opinion, I don't think they initially, I don't think they're intentionally trying to make people feel guilty. But this whole thing with this, I think everybody is trying to stay out of the crosshairs of these crazy Black Lives Matter comments.
Mm-hmm.
They're just coming up with random stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody's not like me who's going to fight in the street to the death for something they believe in an idea. You know what I'm saying?
Not Katina person. No, sweet innocent Katina. There you go. That's it.
They're trying to come back from COVID, and they don't want, because Black Lives Matter go hard in the paint. They're like, oh, if you don't do what we said, we coming after your money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But nobody goes after them or their money.
That very great point. Katina Person with us Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, conservative commentator extraordinaire. You can find her as simply_Katina on Twitter. You can also find her on Facebook. She is quite imaginative, and she is certainly unapologetic with her viewpoint. And you better not come weak. I'm telling you, just don't come weak to Katina. Katina, thank you so much for coming on with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
You're awesome. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back right after this commercial announcement. First and foremost, I want to tell you that we're going to have a great movie this evening at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. None other than Outrighteous. We want you to stay with us. It is about, 9 minutes away from having a great movie. Come on back at 11 p.m. for a wonderful, wonderful movie. We'll be right back right after these commercial messages. I'm Ken McClinton, TECN TV president, also host of the Exceptional Conservative Show. This is Open Heart Closed Case Night in remembrance of our daughter Shanice Milton, who was killed on the 27th of May 2015. Her case still cold. We are a republic, not a democracy. And in addition to that, we are the best in urban conservative news, talk, and movies. We will be right back right after this message.